What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Turbo Blast. I'm your host, James Bum, and today we'll be going into the state of Call of Duty. Now, this isn't something that should be new for a lot of people, but however, a lot of things have changed in the past couple of months with Call of Duty, so I want to go over a couple of changes that have happened and what I think about them and what's coming up next for the franchise and how that will change. So I'll jump right in and start off with the Warzone state and how that's coming along. So just first things first, in April they released they released Call of Duty for the new season. Oh, I'm sorry, May 11th. Okay, I just checked. April 27th is when that season started, and it wasn't too bad. They came out with a couple more weapons and a couple more packs, including the new Battle Pass, which this season won't last for much longer. But from what people have taken, this is pretty good so far, and it is pretty good. And everything is pretty much good for Warzone right now. And recently, only like last week on Thursday, they released the King Kong and Godzilla update, aka Operation Monarch, which is basically go in, kind of like a basic battle royale. You can go in as squads or however you want, and you go in and you have to try and fight King Kong and Godzilla to be the last ones to survive and get off the island. Um, I've played it and I've played it with my friends and it's really good. I would recommend not buying this season's Battle Pass either, and maybe even future ones because the stuff isn't really good in the Battle Pass, and that's okay. They don't all have to be good, but just still, it still seems kind of bland for a Call of Duty Battle Pass to be like this, and all of a sudden it's just like that, and that's it. In my opinion, however, the season is going pretty great. It is really good. It's still thriving. It's still doing very good. And if it can survive this long, then that's good, and that's okay. It's Call of Duty is going really good right now in the Warzone section, and that's good. They should keep doing that. More developers should be put on Warzone than Vanguard, because Vanguard is done. No one really liked it, and if they did, they're weird. But if they did like it, like most of the community, then they'll have to try to do better with the next game. Speaking of Vanguard, however, it's time to talk about Vanguard. I won't get too much in the Vanguard because I think everybody's already heard about how bad it is. Basically, Vanguard is another bad installment for the franchise. I'll go over it a little quickly and briefly, and then I'll talk about what they've done to try and make that better and try to get people to like it again, which also really hasn't worked. For starters, they made another World War II game, and although that's not bad, this doesn't really follow a traditional Call of Duty game. It wasn't good. Basically, the campaign was bad. The it wasn't as laggy as Battlefield, but the campaign wasn't good, and the multiplayer wasn't good, and the zombies was horrible, and didn't even feature the ray gun, sadly. But hopefully, we will get a better version of this in whatever's coming up next, and we just want to see more from Activision, not this. I can see why they were in a time crunch, but if they really needed more time to work on Vanguard, then they could have taken until December. That could have changed everything. It might have changed nothing, but still, it seemed like they were sitting in their offices for a couple of months and just not doing anything. Again, I won't give too much hate because I bet everybody's talked about this at this point. That's a massive Call of Duty YouTuber. But still, I decided to put my own input in and just talk about it a little bit. They also included more stuff for maps and stuff, which doesn't change much for the multiplayer, and it isn't really gonna do anything either. And this also came out literally yesterday as of recording this, May 16th is when this came out. And it's not changing anything. Most of the things from this are the same. They're not changing the specific They're not changing guns or anything. They're not changing SMGs or anything, which is okay. They don't need to. But they're just changing camo wraps and challenges and stuff in the maps. Now we do need map changes, but still, the modes and the weapons are still kind of bland. They're not changing much. And there's still guns that are horrible, like most shotguns. There are guns that are stupid good, like too many of the SMGs. Just sometimes we need to just not have a lot of SMGs in the game. And also they need to focus a lot more on specific cosmetics and guns and characters because a lot of the things that aren't coming out are good. Now, generally, I did like King Kong and Godzilla operators. Those were pretty cool. I liked Kong's finisher. That's funny. If you haven't seen that, just go find it. But it's embarrassing. They're embarrassing themselves and they're still trying to fix it. They did try to do a specific free trial multiplayer Call of Duty Vanguard, but even that was laggy. I played it and I got crashed twice just trying to enter a game. One I was actually in the other. I won't even talk about it. That's pretty much all that you need to know. My recommendation for them is at this point they're trying to push all ahead on their next title. So I would just say you're welcome to open up Vanguard still for updates and stuff like they're doing with Cold War. And Cold War was decent. It wasn't a horrible game, but it wasn't really good. But I think I'd rather play World War II or even the original COD games than Vanguard because although Vanguard offers more opportunities, it's not good. I would rather just play COD World War II or COD World at War. And that's it. I'd rather play just other games than Vanguard. Vanguard just seems boring. Warzone I play, and that's fun, but Vanguard's hasn't changed much. And heck, really, Warzone hasn't changed much since it came out, but even then, it's had updates here and there that have made it better or worse. And even then, most people still play Warzone. They're not playing Vanguard. Most people play Modern Warfare. They're not playing Vanguard. Most people are playing Cold War. They're not playing Vanguard. So they should just, and I'm not saying too, but try to put more work on the new game, not the old game, and just try to put more work onto that. Which brings me to the final part of the video, the state of Call of Duty, which brings me to the new 2022 release, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Not the 2009 one, although that was pretty good, but the new one for 2022, which will be the sequel to Modern Warfare, which in 2019, which takes place in the future, but released 10 years after the original Modern Warfare 2 is, so that's 13 years ago when the original one came out. So it's good that we're getting a sequel to Modern Warfare, especially since this game was really good. And players deserved a sequel, and people just liked it in general. So it's good. I think people really are gonna like it, and it's planned to have a lot of other changes. Warzone will be changed. The campaign's gonna be really good because it takes place after Modern Warfare 2019, and it includes a lot of the characters from the other games. So we should expect to see a lot of good things that come out of this game. If not a lot of good things come out, then all hope for Call of Duty is pretty much lost at this point. But we can't say for sure, and we can't say that's true. So we have to go and think what we can with what we have. And to also hype players, they're having a alpha play test like with most games, and they're gonna have a thing in Warzone that you can do to also see kind of a trailer and stuff for the game to see kind of how it would be like. And that's good. We want to see a lot more things in Warzone, and especially with the Modern Warfare 2 coming out, this should be really good. And it should just be really great to have in general. Now, And Modern Warfare Alpha playtest begins on August 2022, which if Modern Warfare releases in November, that's a good 3 or so months away than the release, which means you have 3 months after this playtest will begin and probably end to see how this will be, to see what you need to change and what will happen. But it's also supposed to be really, really good. Now, obviously, most people will probably have to own the newest version of the game, which means they might need to own Vanguard, but obviously they don't, and they don't have to, but maybe. That isn't 100% confirmed at this point either. I don't know much either, but it's supposed to be exactly like Modern Warfare 2019's beta and like Vanguard's from 2021. So, and maybe even like Overwatch, except without the thing before that. But it's supposed to be good. So if Modern Warfare 2 can be a really good game and live up to the standards of the originals and kind of be better than the new games as well, and be like Modern Warfare but better, then that means we will not lose Call of Duty forever. We will still have Call of Duty for a long time and all of that. Not only that, but this time Microsoft is sort of in the lead of Activision now, with Billy Gates almost pulling the strings over here. Um, so we're gonna have to see what Microsoft has to offer for the newest release, because obviously they just are taking over now because Call of Duty titles aren't too good either. So we'll have to see what Xbox Game Studios has to offer. This game will also be released on PlayStation and Xbox, so all those people who want to play, including PC, so everyone who wants to play on these consoles will have the chance to, and that's good. We will have time to, and you can play on all of these things and try it, but we'll have to wait and see, and we'll just have to see what happens with Modern Warfare 2. And that's all I have. Other than that, Call of Duty and Activision will be taking a break from the Call of Duty game in 2023. The franchise will take a 1 year break. Maybe Warzone and Modern Warfare 2 will be updated, but they're not making a new title every single year, which is also kind of weird because at this point they'll have almost 22 children, 23 children, 23 games from their franchise. So we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.